Have you ever been cleaning up around the house, right, and you suddenly stumble across this completely unopened, totally forgotten package you ordered like 3 months ago? Or, oh, here's a good one. Maybe you're glancing at your bank statement and you suddenly realize you are still paying for a gym membership, and you literally haven't swiped your card there since January of 2024. Listen, if you're nodding your head right now, I need you to know something right out of the gate. You are not bad with money. Seriously, what you're experiencing, it isn't just normal, everyday forgetfulness. You are actually paying a hidden, completely invisible tax on the way your brain operates.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are diving into an incredibly fascinating and honestly highly relatable topic, the ADHD tax. We're going to break down the exact hidden financial costs of how your brain is wired. It's like this leaky financial bucket that so many neurodivergent individuals and honestly plenty of neurotypical folks who just struggle with executive function deal with every single day. So we're going to map out exactly how much you are paying just for being you, and far more importantly, how to permanently stop those leaks. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll meet the ADHD tax. 2, we'll look at the high cost of forgetting. 3, we're breaking that shame spiral. 4, the 24-hour rule. And 5, tools to automate your finances. Let's get into it. All right, part 1, meet the ADHD tax. We really need to put a concrete name to this invisible monster that's just draining your bank account. So what exactly is it? Well, the ADHD tax is the literal, calculable financial price you pay for having a brain that struggles with executive function. It's a leaky financial bucket. See, when your brain has a hard time organizing tasks or regulating impulses or even just remembering future consequences, money just slips right through the cracks. And let's be totally honest here. This phenomenon is incredibly expensive, it's super frustrating, and living with it day in and day out is just downright exhausting.
I mean, this is so relatable. Behold, the produce graveyard. We have all been there, right? You go to the grocery store, you are filled with the absolute best intentions to eat super healthy this week, so you buy those $5 bags of organic spinach. But because of object permanence issues, literally out of sight, out of mind, they just sit in the crisper drawer until they turn into expensive green slime. It's tragic. And that's $5, $10, $20 just thrown directly into the trash on a weekly basis. Now that spinach might seem like a really small annoyance, but believe me, it scales up quickly.
Moving on to part 2, the high cost of forgetting.
So we really need to look at the brutal math behind these memory slips because, man, it goes so far beyond wasted groceries. In the US, missing just a single credit card payment doesn't just mean getting slapped with a standard $35 late fee. Oh no. If you miss that payment, it can trigger what's called a penalty rate. Your normal annual percentage rate, say around 15%, can suddenly spike to 25% or even higher. That completely shifts your debt to income math. A simple forgotten task on a random Tuesday can literally end up costing you thousands of dollars in compound interest over time. And then we have this number, $14.99. I mean, it looks small, right? Just a drop in the bucket. But this represents the monthly cost of a forgotten 7-day free trial. We call these ghost subscriptions. You know how it goes. You sign up to watch one specific movie, or maybe to get a discount code. You promise yourself you are absolutely going to cancel it before the trial ends. And then, well, life happens. Suddenly, it's been billing you $14.99 every single month for 2 years. Your bank account is just bleeding in silence, $20 at a time. And we definitely can't forget the hyper-focus tax, $500. Have you ever just gone down a complete rabbit hole at midnight and decided you were absolutely 100% going to master a brand new skill? So you buy the guitar, the amp, the chord books, or maybe it's a professional-grade painting easel and all those expensive oil paints. You play with it for about 2 weeks, the dopamine completely wears off, and now you just have $500 worth of abandoned hobby starter kits sitting in a box under your bed.
Which brings us to part 3, breaking the shame spiral.
Look, seeing those numbers add up can feel absolutely terrible, and it carries a really heavy emotional toll. But I need you to remember this. Your brain isn't broken. It's just wired for now versus not now. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. We so often feel like utter failures because society tells us we should know better. We should be able to budget perfectly. But a 2 a.m. Amazon purchase? That is not a moral failing. It is simply your brain searching for a quick dopamine hit to relieve stress or anxiety or just understimulation. You're just chasing a spark. Once you realize this is a neurological wiring issue and not a character flaw, you can finally drop that heavy guilt and start building systems that actually work for you.
All right, part 4, the 24-hour rule.
Speaking of systems that actually work, this right here is an incredibly powerful, highly effective behavioral intervention designed specifically to stop impulsive dopamine spending dead in its tracks. Okay, step one. When you get that sudden burning urge to buy something online, go ahead and shop. Put it right in the digital cart, but leave it there. Do not proceed to checkout. Step two, close the tab and walk away for a strict 24 hours. Just let it sit. Step three, check back tomorrow morning. I promise you, more often than not, you're going to find that the desperate urge to buy is completely gone. Why? Because you didn't actually want the item. Your brain just wanted the dopamine hit of the click. You know, the thrill of the hunt. Adding this one simple friction point saves you from so many unnecessary purchases. And finally, part 5. Tools to automate your finances.
Now, behavioral tricks are great, but we also need robust safety nets to completely bypass executive dysfunction altogether. And for that, autopay is king. Look, willpower is a finite resource, guys. If you have to rely on your own memory to manually pay a bill or transfer money into savings on the 15th of every single month, you are setting yourself up for the ADHD tax. You have to automate everything. Make your bank do the heavy lifting for your 401k contributions, your credit card minimums, your rent, your utilities, all of it. Set it, forget it, and let the computers manage your compliance. And you can actually build this into a solid tech stack to plug that leaky bucket once and for all. First up, YNAB, or You Need a Budget. This is arguably the absolute best tool out there for ADHD-friendly zero-based budgeting because it forces you to assign a job to every single dollar you have right now. It perfectly matches that now versus not now brain wiring. Second, Copilot Money. This app is amazing. It uses AI-driven tracking to automatically flag and spot those ghost subscriptions hiding out in your transaction history. And third, we have Rocket Money. This is basically your magic weapon for actually canceling the free trials you forgot about. It essentially negotiates and cancels subscriptions on your behalf, so you literally don't have to deal with the overwhelming task of calling customer service. How great is that? Which brings us to the end of our explainer, and to this final, absolutely essential question. Are you ready to let systems do the heavy lifting so you can finally stop paying the ADHD tax? The cost of executive dysfunction is very real, but I promise you, it doesn't have to be permanent. By understanding the math, shedding that awful financial shame, implementing the 24-hour rule, and automating your wealth with the right tools, you can keep your money exactly where it belongs, with you. So think about which of those apps you're going to download today, set up just one autopay, and start taking your financial power back. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.